Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2024. In the next few weeks, you're going to hear a lot of talk about homicides being down in the United States. And anytime homicides down in the United States, that's a good thing, right? So why am I making this video now? Because you have to be aware that there are certain things that are going on behind the scenes that you might not be aware of. When politicians are coming out now and saying, oh, it's my progressive policies and we're going to double down on these things, just be mindful of the fact that between 2019 and 2020 was the largest homicide spike in the history of reporting from the FBI Uniform Crime Report. All right. And we are nowhere even near those numbers back in 2019. So any decrease is good, but we're not even back to 2019 levels, which is a problem still. And what else is going on behind the scenes? Well, in 2021, the FBI switched over from the Uniform Crime Report, which was known as the UCR, to the NIBRS system, the National Incident-Based Reporting System. And reporting didn't go well. Only about 57 or 58% of police departments reported homicides in 2021. I mean, we're talking about cities like New York City, Los Angeles, big cities that didn't report homicides. So when the numbers first came out, and they were about 18,000 and change, just about 19,000, say, everybody was saying, look, they're down, and we're down from the COVID thing. Everything's happening. Everything's great. And then you have to take a look at the CDC numbers, right? The Center for Disease Control, which I'm going to put a link in this in the story notes here. The CDC for 2021 showed that there were nearly 26,000 homicides in the United States compared to the 19,000 reported by police departments to the NIBRS system. That's a big jump. Now, understandable, the CDC numbers always differ from what the police departments carry because they carry every homicide, including those that are justified in certain manslaughter cases that the police departments don't, but not 6,000 people difference. That's an off the charts number. So you have to be mindful of that. Next, you also have to be mindful of the same people that are telling you now that homicides are down and what we're doing is really working are the same people that denied that homicides were even spiking in the first place, labeling people such, as fear mongers and everything else. As people like myself, we're trying to warn those in charge that there is something going on and that we're ready to take off. And unfortunately, we did. And here's the other issue. When they were actually faced with dealing with the situation where homicides were up, many of these politicians twisted and turned and said, well, homicides up everywhere across the United States, and blamed COVID for it. They said COVID was the reason why we had this huge spike in homicides because of the disruption in civilization and everything else. But unfortunately, that doesn't say the reason why it was really happening. It was just a blanket statement to try to get out from underneath it. But what I find interesting is that these same politicians, these same prosecutors are saying, look, it's working. Look what we did. We reduced homicides this year. And we are going to continue doing this, and we're going to invest in more of these unproven strategies. Well, if your answer in 2021 was homicides were up everywhere, so you can't blame me or any criminal justice reforms or any progressive ideas that were put forward. But now all of a sudden you want us to believe that your progressive policies and you help reduce homicides when they're down just about across the board across the United States? If it worked for you in one direction, it works against you in the other direction. It's as simple as that. And I wish members of the media, when they have an opportunity to speak to these individuals, call them out on the carpet on this.